All the stakeholders can access the as constructed fabric specification, the floor, the wall, the roof, the thermal bridge, and air permeability using their project ID and password. Each element of the fabric is populated with the design fabric specification. If the compliant boxes are ticked in the on-site fabric compliance documents and signed off by the builder, then the compliant box, installation box and Y-factor box can be ticked by the administrator in the online as constructed section of the building control system. If over compliant, then the administrator gives a brief summary of the improvement. The stakeholders can also view the as constructed fixed building section of the system. Again, the stakeholder can view each element of the fixed building specification: ventilation, lighting, secondary heating, boilers and heating controls. Each element of the as constructed fixed building section of the building control system is populated with the design fixed building specification. If the compliant, commission and instruct boxes are ticked in the on-site fixed building compliance documents and signed off by the builder, then the compliant box, commission box and instruct box can be ticked by the administrator in the online as constructed section of the building control system. If over compliant, then the administrator gives a brief summary of the improvement. When the on-site fabric and fixed building documents have been summarized online, an email is sent by the administrator to all the registered stakeholders, but in particular to the OCDEA. The email informs the assessors that they use these online fabric and fixed building compliance documents to calculate the as constructed EPC and forward the result page to the administrator. If any element of the specification is over compliant, they should request proof of over compliance from the administrator or directly from the builder. Both will have this information. When the administrator receives the as constructed EPC from the assessor, they summarize it online through their administration page, and the administrator sends a final email to all the registered stakeholders. This email informs them that the Part L1A specification has been completed and that both the design and as constructed fabric and fixed building specification and as constructed EPC can be viewed using their project ID and password. It is now a requirement that the compliance documentation used by the assessor to calculate the as constructed EPC is presented to the building control body when the project is completed. If a registered stakeholder believes that any of the information posted on the website is incorrect, they have 2 months from the date of this email to object. This is the self-regulating aspect of the website, and they have 2 options. They can contact the administrator of the building control system, and if the issue is not addressed, they can contact the building control body, who can legally enforce compliance. After 2 months, the project is locked down by the administrator. This design and as constructed information is stored on the Foresight database and can be accessed in the future by anyone using the password and project ID. If a project has gone through the design procurement and site verification process provided by the Foresight system, then compliance to the performance level required will be guaranteed.